Hey, what's going on? I'm glad you joined me today. So I was just sitting here all alone, reading this amazing book, thinking, boy, it's too bad that I don't have anybody to share this with. And then look, here you are. So we've read a lot of books together on Storytime with Mr. Michael. And today we're going to read a true classic, one you probably already know and love. I know I already know and love it. But today, it's an amazing day. Today is Where the Wild Things Are Day. So, as we all know, this book is by Maurice Sendak, and it's one of the best books ever written. It's one of the most beautiful books ever written. It's one of the most exciting books ever written. And you and I get to read it today. Boy, I can't think of any words I might speak that are going to be better than the words inside this book. So shall we? Where the Wild Things Are. Story and Pictures by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up!" So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. In and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still!" and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all of their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. and made him king of all the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start! Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max was the king of all wild things, but he was lonely, and he wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then, all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go! We'll eat you up! We love you so!" And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And he sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. The end. That was an amazing adventure that we got to go on with Max, wasn't it? Did you see all the amazing landscapes and all those crazy, amazing looking wild things? That was really special. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today for Storytime with Mr. Michael. This is definitely one of the most important days we've ever had together, because this is definitely one of the most important books ever written. I'm so very glad, not only that we got to read it, but that this super crazy important book isn't just for grown-ups. It's for everybody. You can read it. I can read it. My mom could read it. You could read it to your dog. You could read it to your little sister. You could read it to your great Aunt Petunia. You could read it to anybody. This book is so wonderful. Thank you all so much for coming here to my library because, I got some books. We got them. We might as well read them, right? It's going to take us a long time to go through all of these, but I'm up for it. Are you? Good. Oh, you know what? If you'd rather see me read something else, why don't you tell me? Put it in the comments below. Give me your recommendation because there's nothing more I love than special requests. Thank you to all you wild things out there and all you kings and queens and lieges of wild things. You're the best. Everybody who watches Storytime with Mr. Michael are some of my favorite people on the planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep reading, everybody, and stay curious. And I'll see you next time. Bye.